I'm not going to name. I'll say a child we know.
And oop.
Greetings, Internet. Welcome to But I'm Still a Good Person by Vince Nicholas. I'm Vince Nicholas. I'm joined by my sparkling wifey, Carolyn Nicholas.
Hi.
Hello, honey. Thank you for joining me on our bed for our little program here. Okay, so kids in allowance, specifically teenagers in allowance. We know someone, and we won't be specific as to who, but one of Luna's or Luna's friends, they get an obscene amount, in my opinion, for their monthly allowance. Can you tell us the figures, honey?
This kid gets $200 every other week for allowance, and that is crazy.
So $400 a month.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
What are they doing with that?
I don't know. Well, we know what they're doing because this particular Lennox or Luna told us that this kid buys them Crumble, sometimes Chipotle, sometimes Target snack food, junk food, whatever.
They're treating their friends. They're very generous.
Yeah, they're always busting, as we used to say in the 90s in San Diego. Did you ever use that term?
I've never heard the term busting.
Like when you go to a restaurant or you're on your way to the restaurant, are you busting? I'm busting.
That means you pay?
Oh, Steve is busting. Yeah. Obviously. Check it out on Urban Dictionary. I don't know if it's on Urban Dictionary. I think $400 is unbelievable. Like, and how much are the parents making? They must be stacking them chips. Have you ever given Lennox and Luna allowance?
No, I never have. I just did the same thing that my parents did with me. Is if they need something, I buy it for them as long as it's not ridiculous. Or I give them money here and there. If they're going out with their friends, I'll give them $20.
Yeah.
But no, I've never given them just a set allowance.
Right. Recently Len went to SAC Anime Con, and I gave him $20 just for knock yourself out with some chicken tendies or whatever. Luna went to Chalk It Up Fest, which is a fun little chalk art festival here in Sacramento. And then you commandeered a $20 bill from my wallet.
I didn't have any cash.
I reluctantly abided. But yeah, $20, which it's a pittance compared to this teenager getting $400 a month. Did your parents ever give you allowance back in the day?
No, but
it was the same.
Yeah, they were similar to how I am with the kids.
Yeah.
And I never felt like I was missing anything or needing.
Right.
I was fine.
Right. My parents had a system. I don't know where they got this system, but the second digit of my age was how much I got per week. So when I was 13, I got $3 a week. When I was 16, I got $6 a week. And then when I went away to college at Sonoma State, my mom bumped it up to $40 a month, which, let me see here, according to my calculations and inflation, carry the 6. Oh, it's about 3 cents in today's dollar. But that $40 a month went to marijuana, to be perfectly frank. I'm sorry, Mom. And then once in a while I'd be like, Mom, there's a pair of Sonoma State shorts I really want in the bookstore. And my mom would be like, okay. And she would wire me or whatever people, she deposited a check into my account for $20.
Wow, you're so spoiled.
And then I'd be like, oh, they were sold out of those Sonoma State basketball shorts. So I bought the weed, Mom.
Like $3 a week, $6 a week. Yeah. That doesn't sound like a lot, but
it wasn't.
Like, back in the 90s,
day,
that went far. Like you could buy a ton of Taco Bell.
Yeah. And you talk about having $4 a week. You were really careful where you spent that $4.
You weren't buying your friends Crumble cookies.
Right. Exactly. You were really careful, but at the same time, you could only be so careful, and it disappeared in the blink of an eye. Do you think you should give you should give the kids allowance? How about a starting point of $300 a month for each of them?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
Nah. Because they have money. They get money from relatives, Grandma Liz, Grandma Bev, and Christmas and their birthdays. And then they spend it or they don't. Luna's better. Lennox is more willy-nilly with his spending habits, but I think it's fine. And I don't know what. Well, if it's $10 a week, that's nothing. That's practically nothing. That's like one Starbucks drink or one boba. But if it gets to $20 and then each of them, that's $40. That's That's
I can't afford that.
right,
Cancel.
right.
Cancel allowance.
And then speaking of spoiled friends, Lennox or Luna has a friend who had like access to the parents' DoorDash, and she would order food to the house all the time. McDonald's, Panda, all this stuff, Round Table, and we'd be like, how did you the parents weren't home, and yet Lennox or Luna would feast, and we'd be like, how the parents aren't home, so what? And how did she get the money? And it's just she has access. The parents give her DoorDash, and it's like, wow, that's nuts.
It's another way of living.
Yeah, yeah, and we can't hang like that. But I think giving them money when they need it here and there, but not going overboard. And $400, that's oh my god.
That's so nuts.
The parents, I'm sorry, the parents must be making bank, and they don't care about their kids knowing about financial restraint. Actually, this week during family activity time, we taught the kids a minor lesson on credit cards. And played them a little YouTube video. I went through my credit card statement and balance. Oh, it was fascinating.
They were
stuff.
riveted.
Yeah. Luna was.
Yeah, Luna actually grasped it, and she was like, "Oh, I understand." So that was a big success.
Yeah. It is weird, and I have some of my mom's spending habits, but when I was a teen in 20s, I didn't give a crap, and I spent like it was going out of style. I actually went. I was overdrawn once when I was 16. Got my first checking account at Bank of America, and my mom was like, "You can't do this anymore." And I said, "Oh, okay." And I figured it out. That's when we wrote paper checks, honey, back in the day. And even I was telling them about paying credit cards, and the credit card institution would send you a paper bill, and then you would write a check and mail it back to for payment. And but now it's just like doot, doot, doot on your telephone, and you can pay. I don't know if we're gonna have long lasting effects, but I think we're making right strides.
I think having little talks about financial things here and there over time, like something will stick in their brain.
Yeah.
And they'll be happy down the road that we did that.
Yeah. Or we could give them $400 a month.
And say,
each.
Go wild.
Yeah. Yeah. Bring us home some Chipotle. So next weekend, honey, we're going to Berkeley for my birthday. And leaving Lennox and Luna alone we're just going Saturday night. We're going to leave Saturday morning, be back Sunday noonish, around there. So we'll be gone for a little bit more than 24 hours. Leaving Lennox and Luna alone, I know they feel a certain way about it. They're in favor of it. You're against it. Can you talk about why? What are you afraid of? What are you not afraid of?
They're simply too young.
Luna's 15, Lennox is 12.
Yes, they are too young to stay home alone overnight.
What do you think is going to happen?
Fires, gas leaks,
Fires
explosions, marauders. Any number of things could happen. I don't think the chances of anything happening is rare.
Yeah.
I just can't do it. I cannot do it.
Yeah.
Maybe in a year, maybe in 2 years.
When Luna's 16?
Maybe when she's
13?
17.
Maybe when she's 28. Your mom's going to come down. Is Alan also coming down?
I'm not sure.
Your mom's definitely coming over, and then they may stay here. They may head out to their place in Lincoln. Kidnappers showing up at the door. Possible. Anything's possible.
Anything could happen.
Yeah. But right now, We leave them alone for several hours. Luna cooks on the stove, fire ablazing.
I'm not entirely comfortable with that.
Whenever I come home and see Hamburger Helper on the stove, I know Luna is cooked, and I'm like, ooh, we're still here. Everyone's still here. We're all okay, right? But I think it. How about this? We go somewhere close, like Folsom, Lincoln, Thunder Valley. We stay somewhere close for a night, leave them alone, and if the unit, our condo, doesn't burn down, they can be trusted a little bit more.
Yeah, another thing is being somewhere where it's a 2-hour drive or
Yeah,
anything more than like a 15-minute drive away from them right now
yeah.
is very scary.
I'm not worried about Luna. Luna's chill. Her friends are chill. Lennox, some of his friends, they're a wild bunch. They can get rowdy and unruly, and leave Takis all over our carpet. So that I would be semi worried about. But even then, I mean, he's not Tom Cruise in that old movie, All the Right Moves.
Yeah, we all know what you're talking about.
Sure, the one he's in when he's in the underwear. If he has a couple friends over and they break something, put a hole in the wall, isn't that part of life, honey?
Yeah,
Isn't
sure.
that living? Isn't that being out here? It's called life. Ever hear of it? So tell us, I see here in my notes, honey, you're on the Jamie Lee Curtis diet. Can you tell us more?
I bought a packet of Activia yogurts because they were on sale at Grocery Outlet.
Yeah.
And I started drinking 2 a day.
Yeah.
And I noticed, okay, I have an issue
Yes.
with my stomach or whatever.
What?
I'm bloated.
Oh.
I'm rumbly in my tumbly. I'm a little gassy, okay?
Okay.
This helped me. After a few days, I felt like things had calmed down.
Yeah.
I was not quite as bloated.
Yeah.
Did you notice a difference?
Yes. If you want me to notice a difference, yes, there was a difference.
So I think I need to bring probiotics type things into my life.
Right. And we did that with Olipop, but then that just became too aggressively expensive. We're not out here earning $400 a month from our parents.
Right. I didn't buy any Activia, though, this last week because it wasn't at Grocery Outlet.
Right.
It's really expensive at Target.
Yeah.
But I think I need to keep doing something.
But you got something similar.
Oh,
right?
I got some little Yakult.
Yeah.
You know those little pink drinks?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to keep using those or buying something similar and see if it keeps helping me.
So you're on the Jamie Lee Curtis diet. You're on the mint tea diet. And then what was the other thing?
Pickle
you're drinking?
juice.
Pickle juice.
Yes.
You're on the pickle juice, and you're glowing, honey.
I really am.
Some would say you're sparkling. So an update on our terrified weirdo of a cat, Frankie Blue Nicholas. The other day he was in a mood, and like we fed him, and then he turned his nose up at it, and he started meowing, and then he started pawing at the cabinet where his food is. And we were like, what's going on? So me and you went through a whole thing of, we got to get him different food, avoid the current food, and let's get him new food, and we'll get him new food tomorrow. He eventually ate. I don't know.
He's eating again now.
Yeah.
It was just like a 10-hour hunger strike.
Yeah.
I don't know what was going on with him. He's so weird.
Yeah. He's so moody and unpredictable. And then there was a poop on the floor next to his litter box. I don't think he pooped on the floor. I think it was just in the litter box, and then when they scoop and push it around, get litter on it to cover it, sometimes poop goes a flying. And so it's on bathroom tile. It's fine. I Clorox wiped it. I vacuumed in there. I Clorox wiped the frickin' vacuum. I was so paranoid about it. I was like, wow, this is quite the thing. Poop on your bathroom floor. Thanks, Frankie. He vomited today. It's disgusting. This vile creature. And then yesterday we were just in the kids' bathroom. That's where his litter box is. And we were just cleaning up, picking things up, orderly, putting things in order. And his litter box was like wet with urine on the bottom. It was just like, I was like, wow, this is quite the thing. We need something underneath that. And so I held that up, and then you Clorox wiped the bottom while I was holding it up. And you said, quote, "At least we don't have a dog," unquote. And I thought, okay, she says that while she's dodging a litter box covered in urine.
Yeah,
Cat
all
urine.
these things that Frankie does,
Yeah.
it's still better than a dog. A dog is way more gross,
Yeah.
way more work, way more maintenance.
Agree.
Yeah.
Agree.
I'll take Frankie any day.
Agree. Well, you're comparing Frankie to the worst case scenario.
Well, Frankie is the worst case scenario cat. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he drives us nuts, but at the same time, he's so adorable. When you see him sleeping, it's as cute as all get out. Sometimes when we talk on the phone, I'm like, put Frankie on the phone. I want to know he's alive. I want to hear him meow. He's a constant contradiction. Love, hate the Frankie.
The highest highs and the lowest lows with Frankie Blue.
Yeah. Our PG new bill, we were hoping to get up to $800. It was projected to be around $700, but our latest was $667.42.
Aw.
I know. But PG&E keeps sending us emails. Out of 100 homes of similar size compared to yours, you're number 100 in energy efficiency. It's like, okay.
That means we're the best or the worst?
Both. We get it. We get it, PG&E. I don't understand. Debbie, our neighbor across the way, her AC is on 24/7. Her bill's got to be over $1,000. But I think we're hopefully in the final death throes of a Sacramento summer.
I hope so.
Yeah, and so PG&E will begin trending down to under $300. It's been a wild summer, and I don't think the current bill will be $700 because we've had a few days that have been like 80s where we don't turn on the AC at all or barely turn it on for an hour or two. So that's happening.
And oop.
Okay, so our litter company, our trash company is called Waste Management, WM. They're a giant waste company in America. They do trash all around for tons of people, tons of cities, tons of homes, tons of businesses. But they recently sent us some literature, a pamphlet, a notice that they're going to issue us a third trash can. That's for organics and compost. We currently have a regular trash and then recycling, and this is going to be a third one. And they said in this letter, in this notice, that they're going to have like fancy cameras attached to their trucks that can see into our garbage cans and through the garbage bags to make sure that we're throwing organics in this one and not in that one, and compost in this one and not in that one. What's going on here, honey?
Is this a new law I don't know where this came from, but it's starting September 1st. It was supposed to be effective.
Yeah.
I called them back at the beginning of August to order our new little can for the compost.
Yeah.
And they said, it'll be here on Friday.
Yeah.
A month has passed. We never got our new can delivered. So we haven't been complying yet with this new ordinance.
We will not comply.
And are we going to get fined because we haven't started this? It's supposed to be in effect already. I think this is like county-wide.
Yeah, it is.
Can you imagine our little street on
Yeah.
trash day is full because every unit has 2 cans already.
Yeah.
Can you
Oh, yeah.
imagine adding for each unit
Yeah.
another can on our street?
Yeah.
It's going to be so crowded out there.
We have small garages too, and our two current cans barely fit. I mean, I guess we could throw a third in there, but that's just less elbow room, less room for our cars. And they also said if you overfilling your bin is going to be an issue.
Yeah, they're really cracking down, and their rules sound very restrictive, very strict. So
Draconian.
it's concerning because, I mean, people go up and down the street shuffling through the garbage cans.
Oh, yeah.
People throw stuff in our cans.
Yeah.
And I don't know who they are, but
Yeah.
you don't have, once you put your bin out there, you lose all control over what happens with it. So
Right.
you could be getting fined for stuff that other people put in it.
Right.
I'm a little concerned, but it's happening, and I guess, I don't know, we can't do anything about it.
Yeah, and we have to buy special green compostable bags.
Yeah.
And so that's another receptacle in our kitchen slash laundry room. And they're cheap on Amazon. They're $15 for 100. And then I bought like a tiny little office wastebasket size trash can for that. And then, yeah, like even the other day when our trash was out, I opened it, I looked in there, and I saw trash that wasn't our trash. I know our trash.
You know our trash intimately.
I know our trash from afar. I know it close. I know all our basura, as they say in Spanish. And I believe it was because it was an orderly trash bag. It was well appointed. But a neighbor, their trash was overstuffed. So I'm assuming that they couldn't even fit anything anymore. So they threw it in ours, and that's fine. But if they throw organic slash compost into the regular trash, and then we're going to get fined. And then waste management is like, well, you can protest it, and we'll have a call center and all this. Okay.
Okay, after I was on hold for an hour
Right.
to order our new compost bin, which
Right.
they said would come in 4 days,
Right.
and 5 weeks later we still haven't got it.
Yeah.
Okay, I trust you, waste management.
Yeah. So ridiculous. This is what the liberals want, honey.
Oh dear.
You're a greenie.
I am, and you know what? I fully support like being ecological and like taking care of the earth, but
Yeah.
so many of these rules and the way that the government and these agencies go about it are counterproductive
Right.
and aren't really doing anything to help or solve the issue.
Yeah.
And this is just going to result in a lot of unwarranted fines and headaches for us common people.
Yeah. Like, what the heck? And I don't, like, some people have suggested getting, like, super special trash bags. Like, when you buy the license plate cover, and so the red light cameras can't take a picture of your license plate, there's, like, super duper Mission Impossible trash bags that you can't see through, that these fancy schmancy cameras can't see through. Like, what is going on? We're all just... we can't trust each other. We're all suspicious of each other. You know what? This is from your car being reported out, not parked properly for, oh dear, an hour or two. No one can trust anyone. We're all trying to turn each other in. The other day I was coming from the gym. I lift, I'm really strong. And I saw Kazi Shukis, and he said hello, and I gave him the nod, but I thought, did he report us?
No, not the Shukases.
I know. And when I see our neighbor Allison, I'm like, did she report us? She says hi. Kathy Bailey, did she? So it's just an air of suspicion. It's a world of just, you can't trust anyone. And this goes along with the waste management. Like, I'm not going to trust them. I don't trust our trash to be left alone when it's out there. And then waste management, finding us or not finding us, or levying all these rules. I don't trust them. Like, what the heck? Do they have the customer service? Do they have the infrastructure? Do they have
They don't even have the infrastructure and customer service to get everyone a new bin.
Right.
So, no.
Yeah.
This is going to be a mess.
A lot of people have been complaining about.
Yeah. Yes, a lot of our neighbors and different people have been posting on Facebook. There's a whole thread about it.
Yeah.
Lots of people with my same experience of struggling to get this new bin.
Yeah. This is our new normal, honey. One thing I would like to do as mayor of our condo complex is lower the speed limit. Okay? It's currently 15, yet no one does 15.
The speed limit is fine. People not complying is the problem.
Right. So lower it.
They're just going to keep breaking it.
Then put it lower. Put it to 1 mile per hour and people will motor through at 3. People, and there are neighbors and there are also Amazon delivery drivers and whatever, Door Dashers, but they zoom right by at 20 plus miles per hour. Like, what the heck, dude?
It's awful, and our streets are really narrow, and there's a lot of blind turns.
Yeah.
It's very dangerous out there.
Yeah. So I think lowering it to 10, I would say 12, but if you lower it to 12, as you said, people are going to do 15. So I say 10, and then let people do 12, and it'll be a happier environment. But one thing is I never stop at the stop sign. Leaving our condo. Well, it's a cul-de-sac.
I always stop.
There's many cars parked there. It's not like there's a ton of traffic. And when I'm leaving majority of the time in the morning, there's no pedestrians. You come to a full complete stop? Or do you do a California roll?
It's more of a California roll at that particular stop sign. But I always stop.
I slow down. Well, there's no traffic.
Yeah, but there's a lot of pedestrians and people walking their dogs.
Well, I do 12. I do 10 to 12 inside the complex. And then because there's hair point turns, super tight turns. But leaving the complex, I know what's going on. And I think that stop sign it should be a yield or a slow, because there's no car traffic. Okay, are we done, honey?
Yep.
Okay, well that's the end of the program. Oh yeah, you dyed my hair this weekend.
Oh, I bleached your hair.
Oh yeah, what was different from because you've done it before? How was it different this time?
We used actual bleach, hair bleach this time, so it's super light. You're golden, you're glowing.
Yes.
The last time we did it, we just bought blonde hair dye. Yeah. And over your black hair, blonde hair dye does not work. So it just had like a little bit of highlight in the sun.
I liked it.
But it was very subtle. Yeah. But this time it's striking.
Yeah. I'm on the Madonna Blonde Ambition Tour of 1989. Blondes do have more fun. You also shaved my back. This is all in preparation for Berkeley. And are you going to do any grooming? Anything of note this week?
I'm going to shave my legs.
Okay.
On Thursday.
Ah.
I'm going to wash and blow dry my hair Friday night so that I potentially will curl it Saturday morning before we leave.
Ah. You rarely do the curls.
I know. Yeah. But it's a special weekend.
I need to shave my chest. Hopefully I can get a haircut sometime this week. We're looking pretty. Why? I don't know.
Well, we might take a selfie, so.
We will.
Got to get ready for that.
Yeah.
Oh, and you're taking me to the Crissy Beach in San Francisco.
Yeah.
And I want to take a photo.
Yeah. Crissy Field with the Golden Gate Bridge in the background. Yeah. And then we're going to go to Berkeley and maraud, wild out, paint the town red. And then we'll be back in the hotel room at 7:30 p.m. Okay, we're really done, honey?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's the end of the program. It's been fun, but not really. Let's all try a little harder next time. Like, comment, subscribe, follow, review, and rate, or don't do it. Oh, we're also watching The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
That needs a whole podcast to itself.
Well, what's your quick initial summary?
Yeah, we've watched the first 4 episodes out of, there's 8 total episodes.
Yes.
It's fantastic.
Yes.
It's so trashy.
Yeah.
It's so entertaining. These people are a hot mess.
Yeah.
And like the Mormon aspect of it is fun for me
Right.
as a person who grew up in the Mormon church.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm always offering little commentary to you.
Yeah.
And there's a few scenes, a few things that the people have done, and you're like, that's exactly what your family does.
Oh,
It
yeah.
sounds exactly like this or that.
Yeah.
So it's fun. We have
Yeah.
that little part of it we enjoy.
Yeah, it's very enjoyable. It is trashy reality TV, but it's I like the Mormon kind of hook. Like it grounds it. One reason I never got into Real Housewives of however many Potomac and Maryland and Atlanta and all and even Salt Lake City is that they're just rich women who act like the B word to each other. And I was just like, why would anyone want to watch this? Like, they're not friends, and they're just being mean, and they're out there for clout. But I think the Mormon angle kind of is just something I can grab onto, and just gives it a different twist, a
Yeah,
different spin.
I absolutely agree. It adds another dimension to
Yeah,
a group of rich,
right,
white, pretty Botoxed friends
right,
hanging out and being dramatic.
right. Yeah, and they're part of Mom Talk, and Mom Talk is young women dancing in front of their telephones for TikTok, that's stupid. And there's nothing unique or noteworthy about that. But once you throw in the Mormon angle and then the soft swinging and then Frankie Taylor Paul, yeah, Frankie Taylor Paul, we've been calling her Frankie Taylor Blue. No, Taylor Frankie
Taylor
Blue.
Frankie.
Taylor Frankie Paul. We've been calling her Taylor Frankie Blue. Throw her in there and the domestic violence charge. Yeah, there's something there for us.
And so far, every man in the show, every boyfriend or husband,
Yeah,
is such a loser,
dummy.
such a douchebag.
Yeah,
It's so like they're all unattractive,
yeah.
and the women all make more money than their
Oh yeah,
spouses.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, why are you with this loser?
Yeah.
Every single guy that has been introduced so far is just, it's interesting to see that.
Yeah. It's like, well, and then they don't have jobs or they haven't said anything, so they're just making money from TikTok and brand deals and sponsors. I don't know, but yeah. Well, the Taylor Frankie Paul, yes, that's her name. Taylor Frankie Paul's boyfriend Dakota is the biggest camera whore, the biggest dummy. Just a more. I mean, he wears his baseball cap backwards. Okay, and he's in his 30s. Need I say more?
There's many scenes in the show that feel like a scripted sitcom because it's so ridiculous
Yeah.
and they're so dumb.
Yeah.
So needless to say, we're really enjoying it.
Yeah. I wish it was longer. Well, they did Hulu did the 8 episodes released at once, which I don't like. I like to one episode a week, so we kind of ingest it, take it in, and then we have a week to sit with it. But all 8 episodes, because we've already watched 4 in 2 days, and then we're about to watch another 2. It's gone.
Mm-hmm.
It's ephemeral.
They are going to do a season 2. I don't know when. I don't know if they've filmed anything yet.
Yeah. I can't wait. I'm ready for it. But we're still good people. Or you're on the Jamie Lee Curtis diet, but you're still a good person. And we're still good people. Thank you for caring. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for listening. Use our promo code for the Jamie Lee Curtis diet. We'll see you later. Bye bye.
And oop.
We got chicken.
Is that crispy, juicy tender? I can't eat no longer. And oop.